How can the company make this right?
Bring back Lay's Wow Chips with Olestra.
Here are the top 15 absolute best Lay's chips flavors. Find out which flavors are worth your valuable snack time.
Magnificent!
Okay.
Flamin Hot Lays.
Ooh, it's hot. It's hot. It's really hot. Oh.
No matter where you're from, you or someone you know probably loves spicy foods. Adding spice to any flavor is a way to, well, spice things up. And there have been many successful attempts at doing just that. Flamin' Hot Cheetos, anyone? The Flamin' Hot Lay's chips are probably the hottest ones available in the Lay's collection. The bright red chips are the perfect match if you're looking for a more intense version of your regular bag. Usually, you would think that a thin potato chip wouldn't be the best vehicle to transfer spice into your mouth, but in this case, it's the best you can get. They're a bit tougher to handle than regular spicy chips since there's no thick corn core to mellow out the heat, which makes them extra spicy. Sure, there isn't much flavor other than hot, but that doesn't mean that they're not absolutely worthwhile. So unless you're an avid spice lover, maybe steer clear of this one if you don't want to try something too extreme.
For me, the spice is pelvicular.
Wow. I know what you mean.
Lay's Limón.
So good.
While everyone is going to have a different opinion, many people seem to agree that this flavor is just, well, odd. This is certainly a unique flavor, and we have to give kudos to Lay's for being bold. That being said, sometimes that boldness is misguided. This chip is extremely polarizing. While most people hate it, the few that don't seem to absolutely love it. So what does it taste like? Well, limon potato chips have a tangy lemon and lime dust on them. It's certainly surprising when you bite into it for the first time, but those who love this chip say that its unique flavor is exactly the reason why they keep munching on this snack. These chips have an identity that's far removed from many other chip flavors, and that's a big part of its appeal.
I got 3 lemons.
What my baby wants, my baby gets, you know that.
No, but I wanted 12.
Kettle cooked jalapeno.
We don't need salt, bro, because we got jalapenos!
The Lay's kettle-cooked jalapeno chips are definitely an underestimated flavor. They don't really taste like jalapenos, but we'll let that slide because otherwise they're actually pretty good. These chips are unexpectedly sweet, which makes you let your guard down right before the heat creeps up on you. It's one of the more unique flavors, but unlike some other options, this has actually found a decent amount of success. The reason? First off, the combination. The mix of kettle-cooked potato chips and jalapeno spices somehow works perfectly together. Whoever came up with the flavor knew exactly what they were doing. Secondly, the spice is just right. While it's not spot on in the jalapeno department, these are great nonetheless. The slow spread of the heat really helps to balance out the otherwise unnatural amount of sweetness, making for an interesting chip. While the flavor might not be for everyone, these chips are definitely worth trying at least once.
It's a secret ingredient.
Jalapeno chocolate.
Sounds weird, but when you taste it...
Salt and vinegar.
Hey, I'm Derek Huff. Lay's is on a mission to spread more smiles.
Much like salt and pepper, salt and vinegar is a flavor that has stood the test of time. This old-school flavor is something that you shouldn't mess around with, either deliver the nostalgic taste or create something else completely. If you try tinkering with the components, you can mess up the salt-to-vinegar ratio, which is the whole point of the flavor. One mistake and your chip can either be too salty or too acidic. Well, Lay's seems to know all this. For those who like a stronger vinegar taste, the Lay's salt and vinegar is a perfect choice. However, if you prefer something that's more 50-50, we'd recommend the kettle-cooked version. The sturdiness of the kettle-cooked chip really helps to balance out the acidity of the vinegar, making for a milder flavor. Either way, this flavor is a classic for a reason. You'll find salt and vinegar potato chips available from almost every potato chip brand, but Lay's has a reputation for making one of the absolute best versions.
I love me some Lay's. I love me some Lay's.
Kettle-cooked sea salt and cracked pepper.
May I have the salt?
What do we say? now.
The kettle-cooked sea salt and cracked pepper chip is another kettle-cooked variety. While this one isn't as out there as some of the previously mentioned chips, there are always some good things about playing it safe. People have been using salt and pepper to season food since the beginning of time. It's a tried and true classic. Lay's realized this and decided to make it a little more enticing by adding slightly fancier ingredients. For real though, there aren't many ways for this to go wrong. Adding salt and pepper to your potato chips is really conservative when it comes to the flavor rainbow, so it's bound to please everyone who might happen upon a bag of these chips. But since people like to criticize simplicity, some may call them too ordinary and boring. This is certainly a safe bet, and some people might even define this potato chip as bland. But if you're going to a party and you're not sure what flavor everyone likes, these are definitely a great choice.
But you're a potato.
Wavy Hickory BBQ.
Happy birthday to me. I can't wait to eat.
The wavy chips that Lay's offers gives us a completely different snacking experience. Instead of one flat surface, the chips now have texture. Plus, who doesn't love fun ridges? Wavy Hickory BBQ is great for fans of barbecue-based sandwiches and those who just love barbecue sauce in general. This is because when you bite into one, it's like you're tasting just sauce, like one potato chip completely drowning in sauce. And you know what? Being lost in the sauce isn't always a bad thing. These chips are a great way of judging your barbecue sauce quotient because, oh boy, there is just so much flavor. Like, really so much. Some might even say too much. But again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You just need to be prepared for the influx of barbecue sauce on your taste buds. Maybe once you've gotten over the initial wave of barbecue, it gets better. Many people seem to adore this flavor, with some of them even going so far as to say it's downright addictive.
I can't stop eating.
Honey BBQ Lays.
What could be more important than a little something to eat?
While the hickory barbecue was a little overpowering, the honey barbecue flavor does a better job of balancing its flavors. Barbecue is definitely a popular flavor in many foods, but honey barbecue adds a bit of a new dimension. Lay's understood this, so they made a honey barbecue chip. This is definitely one of the sweeter potato chip options, so if you have a sweet tooth, you might enjoy it more than the usual savory flavors. This flavor has amassed many fans, and though it may not be super common at your local grocery store, Lay's still ships out a good amount of them. Well, people must like them for a reason, so if you stumble upon a bag of these, they're definitely worth a try.
Where's my potato chips?
Oh, we're not having chips tonight, Munchkin. Sorry.
I want my chips.
Chile Limón.
Pass. Forced. Dedicated to healthy.
Even though the original limon flavor is considered a bit out of the ordinary by many, Lay's decided to experiment even further with the unique flavor and turn it into something perhaps even more unique, the Chile Limón chip. This flavor gives us a spicier element to the tangy chips, appealing to Lay's fans who like more of a kick from their snacks. Chili pepper, lemon, and lime are all extremely strong flavors, so you might be wondering, does this combination even work? Out of all the relatively new Lay's flavors, the Chile Limón potato chips are definitely among some of the most popular. While certain people might be confused about what this chip is trying to achieve flavor-wise, it definitely works together, so we think it's best not to question it. This chip is perfect for someone who's looking to change up their chip game.
One for you, one for you.
Flamin Hot Dill Pickle Lays.
Water! 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 Water!
The Flamin Hot Dill Pickle chip definitely knows a thing or two about balancing flavors. The presence of vinegar and dill on this one goes a long way in tamping down the fire of the original Flamin Hot version, making for a much more satisfying heat. Most people who try this chip will say the same thing. This is surprisingly tasty. Not many people would think that pickles make a good flavor for a chip. In fact, not many people think that pickles have a good flavor in general. This chip, though, definitely delivers something special. If you're not a fan of pickles or not a fan of spicy heat, then this definitely isn't for you. But if you're not completely averse to the idea, we say go for it. It's definitely an interesting experience, and it might even make you more open-minded to other pickle-flavored items in the future.
It's pretty spicy.
Ha! That don't scare me.
Kettle-cooked mesquite barbecue.
We brought chips. I hope that's enough. Oh, no problem. I just picked some from the garden.
The Lay's kettle-cooked mesquite barbecue chips are one of the best kettle-cooked options available. For some reason, the kettle-cooked chip makes for a great vessel for bolder tastes, and this flavor proves it. This chip has a nice, slightly sweet, smoky barbecue flavor that even non-barbecue fans can get behind. While Lay's has many, many barbecue flavors, this stands out as one of the best. This is because it's not as overwhelming as some of the other options. The kettle-cooked chips help deliver this tangy flavor right to your mouth, and something about the combination is downright heavenly. One reviewer said that the first thing that hit them was the delicious smell of the mesquite and barbecue mixed together, and it only got better once they actually bit into one. Crunchy and flavorful, this chip certainly has its fans for a reason.
I just want to say that I'm a huge fan.
Lay's Cheddar and Sour Cream.
Apparently food trucks have a thing with cheese.
Yeah.
Lay's has already experimented with combining their flavors, and this is just another iteration of that. With the cheddar and sour cream variety, Lay's chips are better than ever. Sour cream was already something people were using to enhance their chip-eating experience, and Lay's decided to incorporate that into this flavor. They also decided to add cheddar because, well, why not? The result is surprisingly delicious. Sometimes with cheddar-flavored foods, it can be hard to make the cheese taste real. Well, Lay's knocked it out of the park. The sour cream creates a perfect balance for the sharpness of the cheddar, making this a near-perfect chip. The strong cheddar is perfect for people who love the taste of cheese without that fake taste that other brands seem to have. And the sour cream cools everything down. Overall, Lay's did a fantastic job with this chip.
Combine one flavor with another, and something new was created.
Kettle-cooked cream cheese and chive.
Thank you so much.
Not only is the kettle-cooked cream cheese and chive chip a great snack, but it also has 40% less fat than regular Lay's chips. This is definitely a win-win situation. You get something tasty to tickle your taste buds, and it's also healthier for you. While some might think that this tastes like a regular sour cream and onion chip, that simply isn't the case. The truth is, even when you have a decent sour cream and onion chip, you're still going to get the aftertaste of sour powdered milk. Plus, it coats your mouth in a film of oniony grossness that takes a good scrubbing to get out. The cream cheese eliminates that entirely, and it adds an extra layer of creamy texture that you can't find in a regular sour cream and onion chip. While the changes are subtle, they still make an extremely important difference. This chip is one of the greats.
Hello, chips!
Sweet Southern Heat.
Unbelievable, guys. Really, really great. Good job.
The flavor of this chip is executed to perfection, and it's perfect for anyone who's craving some spice in their life. The Sweet Southern Heat chips are sweet, big shocker there, with a strong tomato flavor that's balanced by just the right amount of smoke. The mixture of barbecue sauce, red pepper flake, and notes of sweetness and smokiness make this chip stand out from the pack. The heat is there, but it's not too strong. It just helps to enhance what was already there. Before, when Lay's tried to add heat, it always somehow compromised the other flavors of the chip. Here, though, that doesn't happen. The heat brings out all the other flavors, and the chip underneath is crunchy and satisfying.
Sorry, sandwich. Chips again.
Lay's Barbecue.
Last night, I wished for Lay's barbecue chips to be bursting with more barbecue flavor.
While a lot of other barbecue-themed flavors were disappointing, it's hard to go wrong with the original Lay's Barbecue. There's a reason why this chip is one of Lay's most popular flavors, and that's because they're just so darn addictive. Think about it. Almost every convenience or grocery store carries Lay's barbecue chips, and they're here to stay. People love this flavor, and maybe one of the reasons the others can't compare is because this is such a classic. Lay's barbecue chips are a perfect example of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. These chips are perfect for any occasion. Birthday parties, hanging out with friends, weddings, you name it. Everyone is bound to love these chips. They're just that good. Classic Lay's.
And I got your food. Sun-fresh chips, right?
Are you really surprised? The classic flavor of Lay's is the one that made the company what it is in the first place. Whether you like things spicy or mild, sweet or salty, you can never, ever go wrong with classic Lay's. This thinly sliced, perfectly salted chip will make anyone happy no matter who they are. Just one bite out of this perfectly crunchy chip will make you reach out your hand for more. Addictive, tasty, and a perfect snack to treat yourself every now now and again. Lay's classic is, well, a classic. It is perfect in its simplicity, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Chips. Chips.
Got a favorite we missed? Let us know. Tap or click for another great video, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.